Hey, hello everybody. Hi, welcome to the show. It's Saturday. Yeah, well, what's going on? Where's the intro? Where's all that fancy pants stuff at? For those of you who haven't been following or don't know, I just moved last week. This whole week I've been in my new apartment. Same week that my kids just happened to be on spring break, so I had my boys here. So there were a lot of distractions, a lot of craziness going on. Didn't have a ton of time to get a lot done. That's why it's bare bones, no set behind me, anything. But we're still going to have a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. Couple announcements real quick before we start. My co-host Maggie, Frauditor News Network, will not be here today. She's not feeling well, and my producer Ray isn't here today because she also isn't feeling well. Two of my favorite women are both sick right now. God bless them. Well, thoughts and prayers are with them. Hope everything goes all right and they get better soon. But my guest is here, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for the one, the only KTZed. All right. Hey,
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be the female representation on the Saturday show today since everyone else is not feeling good. I'm going to pray for them that they feel better soon,
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's kind of stinks that everybody's sick at the same time.
Right? Ugh, not good. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're not familiar with Katie, you want to go ahead and plug your channel and get your information out there?
I'm KTZed. My channel's name is KTZed. That's KTZed. I guess youtube.com/something/ get just put Katie's. I'm the only one. If you type in KTZed on YouTube, you'll find me. I cover crime stuff mostly, but I do dabble in a little bit of auditor stuff. I was telling Hez right before we went live, I'm having North Georgia Audit on Tuesday night at 8 to talk to me about some stuff that's going on with him. So that should be fun. I've had him on before. He seems like an okay guy. I don't agree with a lot of his tactics, but he will have a conversation, which I like. So come on over, see the crime stuff. I'm covering Daniel Holtzclaw tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern as well.
Nice. Yes, and her show is great. I've been a guest on her show before. We did an episode because I always talk about music and stuff. Behind the music, a true crime story behind the music for which song was it?
Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Hey Man, Nice Shot. Yes. That very interesting story.
The Bud Dwyer story, yeah.
Yeah, and it's heavy stuff, and that was a lot.
Yeah, you're usually so happy and cheerful, and it's kind like that's my subject matter is not that. Although I like to find a little levity in whatever I'm talking about because some of the stuff I talk about is so heavy that if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So I have to have a little bit of levity in there.
Oh, come on, let's have some fun with this.
Say something funny.
Right. Well, that I don't know why, but that just made me think of there's a famous clip of Dick Clark. Didn't know he had a hot mic, and like he had to read this news story about like a child disappearing or something like that, and then followed up with a commercial like, "Hey guys, blah blah blah," and then like again he didn't know he had a hot mic, but after that he's like yelling at his producers, "You a-holes making me read a happy story right after reading a sad story. That's not no, you can't do that."
Yeah,
but it's like there's got to be that transition.
One of my worst fears is a hot mic, by the way, ever since I started doing this. Like I have nightmares about that.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get caught saying something you don't need to be saying.
I say enough stuff on air that you could cancel me for. Don't listen to me off air. It's not, just don't.
Right. Oh my goodness. But it is a lot of fun. Katie does an amazing amount of work on her show. I remember, like I said, when I was a guest on, when she sent me the pre-show stuff, I was like, I was impressed. It wasn't overwhelming. It was a lot, but it was like just so impressive that you put that much effort into it. And could you imagine if just one like First Amendment auditor would put even 1/10 of that amount of work?
Like, you know what's funny is you're the second person this week who said that about me. Let's Be Frank is another channel, and he was Frank was on my show not too long ago, and he was on a third person's podcast who I also know, and he's like, I did a show with KTZed, and she sent me like 18 pages of research.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I just flip on my camera and go live.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it is too. It's crazy because like one of the things like what I was saying about them, like I love it when they're supposedly, selling themselves as these journalists doing
Mhm.
all this stuff, and they walk into a building and they don't even know what building they're in. They're like, "What do you guys do here? What is this
Well,
place? I don't know." And it's
and
like,
you know they know the answers. They're just playing dumb. A, and the second thing is that they they don't even research the laws. I've heard them so many times quoting statutes from states that they're not in.
mhm.
It's infuriating. It takes a 5-second Google search to figure out what the laws are. I do it at
Right.
like I do a research project at least twice a month, sometimes every week, but it's not that difficult with the internet. It's not like you have to go down to the basement and pull out the Encyclopedia Britannica and look stuff up anymore. It's
Right.
literally in your pocket. It's in your pocket.
Yep. Anything you need to know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then when they do find something, of course, it's always going to be misquoted or taken
Mhm.
out of context.
Yep, exactly.
Whatever. My all-time favorite is with the sovereign citizens and the way they use the UCC codes,
Mhm.
because the thing that for me specifically, like there's a lot of different things that they get wrong about them,
Yeah.
but the one main overall thing, the foundation thing for me is the fact that they will insist they're not driving in a commercial capacity. Okay, if you're not operating in a commercial capacity,
How are you
why would
monetized?
well, right, but I mean, right, but my point is that for them to quote UCC code is
Mhm.
commercial code. So if you're
Yeah.
not commercial,
Oh,
it
yeah,
doesn't apply to you at
exactly.
all anyway.
But but they say they're not commercial, but they upload the videos and make money off of it. They
Which
monetize it
is,
on YouTube
yep,
or wherever they're posting, and
yep.
that if you make a penny, you're commercial now, you know?
Oh yeah, and not just that, but I've seen some of these idiots like literally in commercial activity, a truck driver getting pulled
Mhm.
over or a Uber driver making a delivery.
You're
Like
like,
you
"I'm just
literally are
just
commercial.
traveling. I'm just a man on the land, and I'm
Right,
traveling point A to point B. Please don't break my window, sir."
right. Safe Flight already has enough money. We
Yeah.
don't need to keep throwing money at them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious me. So anyway, yeah, it is good. It's hard to a little bit because like I was saying with the light, I don't remember if I said this on the air. I was telling Katie before we went on. This is my first stream from this apartment
He forgot the sun existed.
in the afternoon. My window is facing west, so in the morning it was never came up because the sun's over there in the east. But now
Mhm.
it's over here and it's blasted through the window, and it's like first it was hitting my camera. I had to readjust everything here, but now I can't see the screen. Literally, the people saying in the chat. Good afternoon, David Lee's here. Hey, can't live stream, use their phone at the same time. Oh, frauditors can't live stream and use their phone at the same time. To look up stuff. Yep.
That's the
Um,
other thing. If you are IRL streaming or mobile streaming all the time, how do you not have 2 phones? I know people who are on YouTube who do mobile streams every now and again, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, and they have a separate phone set up to live stream with. You know, it's
right.
$10 a month to add a line, guys. $10 a month, and you're trying to do this for a living. Come on.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
most of the companies will give you a free phone.
right.
Yeah.
When I was on my setup in Florida before I came up here, I had my computer,
Mhm.
and then I had the laptop that I'm using now next to the computer. The laptop would be on YouTube, the computer would
Mhm.
be on StreamYard, and I had it all set up. And like you said, I would think if I was going out and I was doing
Yeah.
that, I would have a backup.
Yeah. Exactly. I
But
mean, what are you gonna do?
well, you have to be logical with illogical
Well,
people.
and some of these people get so many more views. Obviously, everybody gets more views than me. I'm very small,
Well,
but they get so many more views. I'm sure they could afford $10 a month. Like people are donating to them. People are, watching their videos. Even if they're getting hate views, people are clicking the
yep,
videos. You know what I mean? So what are they
yep.
spending the money on? Is what I want to know.
I don't know, man.
I have an
Because
idea.
well, for some of them, I'm quite sure that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Quite sure.
Some of them, not all of them.
Right, right, right. We don't want to make any blanket statements.
Absolutely not. Allegedly, by the way. I say allegedly a lot on my show.
Allegedly, these idiots are dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
But That's fun. No, but it's like when you see these situations that come up with a lot of these guys too, and that's the other problem with me doing this way. I can't hear myself through the headphones now without my soundboard. So I'm like talking. I'm like,
Okay, Hez, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I hate hearing myself, and because of the issues that I've had with my audio, I've had to run this mic straight to the computer, and the only way I can hear anything is to plug these, and I can hear myself, and it's driving me crazy. So we have the exact opposite problem. Yeah, my audio interface for some reason does audio clipping for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think I need a new soundboard or something in my computer, but I cannot stand hearing my own voice, and like for the last 3 streams, I've had to do it this way.
Oh
So
no,
it's driving me crazy.
that's you're right. That's hilarious. Like I
Yeah.
can't hear myself. That's a problem. You can't hear yourself. That's your problem.
Yeah.
That's great. And to distract myself now. But anyway, great to have you here. Always great to have you around. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, Katie's been on this show several times. I've been on her show a bunch of times.
3rd time.
I think so. Yeah. Let's see. We got I've been keeping track. I had it written down over there, but there's you, and then Blackheart Knight, and then
He's been on my show before too.
Yes. And then I think I've had NCR on a few times. I've had Tones on twice. And then at the top, like the most appearances of anybody is Frauditor Comedy Show and Little Chihuahua Big World, because they usually come as a team, but even when they're not, Frauditor Comedy Show's been on a few times.
Those are always fun shows when
Yes.
everybody's there. Yeah. I enjoy that a lot.
Oh yeah, lots of puppeteering going on.
Lots of laughs. Like if I'm feeling a little down and I need a little joy in my life, I hang out in Hez's live chat. It starts my day every morning on a good note.
Yeah, well, that's my goal, right? To try and have fun, be light.
Yeah.
Start your day off with a smile. That's
until
what it's
I
all
dive
about.
into the drama of my YouTube comments.
Oh no, not this crap again.
Yeah.
That stuff can get pretty brutal. So speaking of Blackheart Night, how would you like to start the show by watching a Blackheart Night video?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and get this on the screen. It's called Dim Bulb Newbie Frauditor.
Oh, wait, before you do that, I want to let everyone know that if you donate to Hez while we are alive, there's a thing that happens on my channel, and it happens when I'm on other people's channel too. Let me see if I remember. I got a new camera, so everything, I think it's this camera. Xena's here. There she is.
Yes. Yay!
So Xena gets milk bone if anybody donates. So just let me know if I need to wake her up for that.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Any donations to the channel in any amount, get Xena a milk bone, and you get a happy dance. All right, double trouble. I love it. Yay! All right. Let me see if I have any of the happy dance musics queued up here. Again, I'm bare bones here, but I got this one.
I hate.
Yes, the little Bob, love the Bobs. I got the full song, but that's
we need 80 likes for that. Yes, we don't just pull that out willy-nilly.
Nope. And then and that was the thing, like, because on my soundboard I have all the like happy sounds, like the laughs and the claps and all that. So all I have here are like the bad stuff, like I don't know. Scream. Crickets. And of course, oh wait, I got to turn it down for this one. I don't know why this one is so much louder than all the rest, but it is. Oh no, not that
Sad one. Trombone.
This one. Yes. So we can have fun with all that as we go.
Yes.
But yeah, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show started with the Dim Bulb Frauditor video from Blackheart Night. All right. Here we go.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we find ourselves at the Grant County Justice Center in Washington State with the frauditor known as Danny Chicken. Yeah, quite an unusual name for a frauditor. Couldn't you have taken a little bit more time to make up a better name like Joey Surreal Camera or Annapolis Audit or something like that? I mean, come on now, dude. This takes a little bit of time. But at any rate, he tries to get into the courthouse and he finds that he, well, is banned from the courthouse for some reason.
Banned from the courthouse?
Well, what I wanted to know is right off the bat, what do you think of a frauditor named Danny Chicken?
I mean, it's memorable. So I mean, yeah, it's memorable. That's it.
That's all. That's all you can say about it is that we're not going to forget the name anytime soon. I
Yeah,
know that.
exactly.
All right, Danny Chicken.
Passing on public property after somebody's had an invitation. I know you two are too ignorant to be able to catch on and too low level. You just do what these other guys tell you.
Well, dude, that's called having a job. And I know that might be a foreign concept to you, but when you have a job, you do what other people tell you to do at that job, whether it's stocking shelves or building cabinets, you do that job, or, well, you can go find some other place to work. And if these guys have been told to keep you out because you've been trespassed, well, then that's what they have to do. And since this is a courthouse, it is not public property. It is considered to be a non-public forum. So, dude, shut your damn mouth and get over yourself.
Joey Creek. Well, I didn't know he had a problem with me.
You're muted.
Of course I'm muted. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Ding dong, dang dag, nabbit.
Yeah, what was funny is I was trying to tell you, you were muted, and I was muted. So
that's great.
what are you gonna do?
Right. So anyway, this is another thing I kind of wanted to pick your brain about a little bit. This idea, like what he was just saying about this guy with the job and stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the arguments I hear from that side, whatever, all the time is, well, you guys always say we're not working and this and that. We have jobs and we do this and we do that. But for me, it's not. That's not the point. It's not your basic. Oh, well, you're an unemployed loser. Blah blah blah. That's not where I'm coming from. My thing is, I've had office jobs. I've been in cubicles. I've worked on phones, right? So I know and understand what that's like. And I know and understand why having some random idiot roaming around with a phone is a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why it seems to me like you guys must have never actually had a real job because you have no idea what it would be like to be on the other side.
I was saying in your chat the other day, I have an office job and my office happens to be on the corner of a building and it's at ground level. If I had to just work my entire life with the shades closed the entire day, I would go crazy. If there's some idiot out there with a camera all the time, which my building happens to be on private property, so I just trespass them. But if my corner office was like on a street corner, there's nothing you could do to get him to leave. You just have to work with the shades closed all day.
Right. And that's one of my many beefs with these guys is because it's like, is your goal in life to make sure that no one is ever allowed any sunlight while they're at work?
Yeah. I'm not in charge of anything. I don't make the rules. Leave me alone. Like most of the people they're harassing are just like the 80-year-old office worker at the library or the librarian who's been there for 40 years and just wants to have something to do with her day. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's another thing too, like with people like these FOIA guys, like audit them and people like that. It's like you have people in these jobs who have been working there maybe 20, maybe 30, maybe 40 years, and not once has this ever come up until you showed up. And you're like, look at this idiot doesn't even know how to do their job. Do you think their job is when you see someone with the cameras, don't do your job
Yeah.
and just focus on them?
Shut
That's
the
their
shut the
job?
computers off in case he wants to zoom in on your screen while you're looking at somebody's social security number at the DMV. Like that's the one.
Right.
I don't remember that girl's name that kept going to the DMV. She quit doing it now, but they would have to shut down entire DMVs because she
Right.
wouldn't turn her camera off or leave. And there's like 40, 50 people standing in line. They don't want to
Yep.
be at the DMV. Like nobody's waking up in the morning and saying, "Oh boy, I get to go to the DMV today." And then to get there and have this happen to waste more of your time, I would be so ticked off.
Oh, yes. And I get so mad when they say things like, well, I like, because I mean, again, working an office job, I've done this a
Mhm.
million times. You get the paper, you have to put the information in the computer, you have the paper laying here so you can read it and
Yeah.
type in the information, right? Now
Mhm.
they walk in, I have to flip the paper over. I've heard them actually say this. Well, you have to flip the paper over and close the screen. Oh, so in other words, you guys who love to complain about wasting tax
Yeah.
dollars,
Yeah.
you walk in, want them to stop working, doing what I pay them with my tax dollars
Mhm.
to do, to flip over their paper, close their screen, and just wait until you're done. What if you stand there for 2 hours?
And then they're going to complain about government waste and the overtime bills for these office workers because the work still has to get done. So those office workers will stay late and collect that time and a half. You
Yep.
know. Yeah.
The irony is
Yep.
palpable.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I've been down here regular and talked to them. And to be denied entrance in here right now, and they put you to chump people and like there's some authority, but they're breaking the law, and you guys just play right along with it.
Really, dude, they're breaking the law. They're the ones that are at fault. Maybe you should take a look in a mirror because you're the one who got trespassed from here. But then again, I'm talking to a frauditor here. Frauditors lack, self-reflection skills, the ability to look into oneself and see where the fault lies and improve upon that. No, they don't have that ability. Frauditors want to blame everybody else for their own problems except for themselves, the ones who caused the problem to begin with.
I don't know what you know. I don't expect with these jobs that you know a lot. And you're damn half unnecessary. Ain't nobody bringing a gun in here.
Do your logical fallacies always look like this based upon what you think is going on just because
Okay, now this right here, that line is one of the main reasons why, knowing you were going to be my guest, I wanted to show this video. As somebody who covers true crime primarily on your channel,
Mhm.
do you think it's logical to say that there's no possible way anyone would ever walk into a courthouse with a weapon?
Well, let me tell you about mass shootings. They happen all the time, and they do happen in courthouses, especially when, like, there was one that happened here in Atlanta that was on the news where somebody snuck a gun in and gave it to one of the prisoners, and the prisoner escaped. And I can
Wow.
remember for like 3 or 4 days being on edge because this guy was just loose in the area and we didn't know
Mhm.
where he was. There was sightings here and sightings there, and it wasn't in my town, but it was all around my town. And it's
Right.
because somebody snuck a gun into the courthouse in Atlanta. Like,
Yep.
you know, it happens all the time. And luckily nobody died in that instance. I don't think they did. But imagine if they were mad at the judge and they just started taking out the court reporter and the judge and whoever, the prosecution. Stuff like
Right.
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have you ever been into a courthouse where there wasn't metal detectors? I haven't. Like,
Nope.
even to like get your renew your license, I'm trying to think of why I went to the courthouse for my marriage license to renew my carry license and stuff. But every time you go into the courthouse here, there's metal detectors.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And that's unnecessary. Nobody's going to try to bring a gun in here. What planet do these people live
Mhm.
on?
Yeah, exactly.
And even like, I mean, all the way down the line. Not even just the judges and the prosecution, but a defense attorney that you think should have got you off, so you're mad at him.
Witnesses,
Jurors, witnesses, yeah, everybody, anyone in the courthouse could be a potential target.
Yeah,
like,
and a lot of people who commit crime have mental issues, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something like that.
Right, exactly. It's just another day for them. Well, did you see that one just recently where there was that it went viral where this dude was in the courthouse and he literally hopped over the desk and attacked the judge?
I covered that.
Yeah,
one
you
on my
covered that.
channel.
Right, you did. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That was amazing, by the way. The athleticism.
Yeah,
like
that
I wish I had one of those sports reporter voices because I would have made a comical short doing like a sports reporter voice about it, but I'm not that talented.
That is one of the things about that, though. As horrible as it was, you got to admit that jump right over the desk into that was impressive.
It was.
Wow. All right, back to the video.
You think that nobody's going to bring a gun in there? That means they should not have security? Dude, that's not how the world works. The world doesn't work on your whim. This is a courthouse where stressful events can occur, and people who are under stress may bring in objects like firearms and, try to off people. So basically, the world does not pander to the ramblings of a complete moron such as yourself.
Did you hear about the cocaine they found at the White House? No. See, I'm telling you, you guys don't know much, and you.
How old is this video?
Much. You just forcing the. Did they tell me I couldn't go back there?
Wait, what about it?
He was talking about them finding cocaine at the what? I said, how old is this? Like, how old is this video that he's bringing up cocaine at the White House? Because that happened like a long time. It had to be like 2 years ago or something, right? Like that was a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool though that you stopped on that point, because that's another thing that drives me nuts with all of these guys. Like, I'm sure you know because you're a regular watcher of the show, but like when I first started doing this, I tried to be very open-minded and I would interview people. I interviewed Rogue Nation a couple times. I interviewed Direct D. I talked to Audit them.
Yeah.
Well, that's all good. But what I learned was that, like, you ask them questions, like, for the classic example I love to use is I think it was Rogue Nation. I'm like, well, what makes it okay for you to treat this old lady who works at this courthouse like this? And then he says, well, didn't you hear about that cop that shot that guy? And it's like, and like this, like, why do you think it's okay to stop? Right. Exactly. Same thing here. It's this mentality these people have. Hey, you guys are wrong because they found cocaine in the White House.
Well, and you know what's funny is every time I hear one of these auditors, there's one in Colorado that was doing that. I guess the cop that shot the guy one or something like that. And by the way, guys, I'm very bad with names, so hopefully you know what I'm talking about because I don't even barely know what I'm talking about. I have information in here, but names are not one of them. But every time I see one of those like that, where they bring up this other thing that happened, especially with police shootings or stabbings, anything like that, I go and do a deep dive on it because that's how my little brain works. And 9 times out of 10, it was justified. Like it was a justified shooting. Like the dude pulled, like that one in Colorado, the dude pulled a knife on the cops and then got shot. So yeah, when you pull a knife on the cops, you're going to get shot. That's just what happens. Like that's suicide. That's called suicide by cop. There's a name for it. We've named it.
Yes. Yeah. And that's true. And that, like, for example, I saw just the other day from Audit Them, he posted because, I guess because people like me are always complaining about, you do all these FOIAs and what do you do with the information? Use it for toilet paper? Like, why are you wasting all this paper and resources and all that? So he posted one thing on his community post. It was like 2 pages from a thing of every time there was any police use of force in the area that he did the FOIA from. Okay. So he posts it. It's like taser 12, firearm 3, baton 8, whatever it is. It's like, okay. So what are you what's your big investigative journalism you did with this information? You posted it. And that's all he posted. So it's like, okay, how many of those where the person got tased because they were being vicious and violent?
Yeah.
How many
Pull the
of
body
those
cams. Let's see it. Let's see what they were doing to the cops to get them to pull out their taser. Because as far as I know, I mean, I've gotten pulled over before and I've never gotten tased. So
Yep.
like, I'm usually quite pleasant to the
Exactly.
police officers. I'm usually like apologetic because I am speeding most of the time, like every time I drive. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Well, I know exactly because that's one of the reasons why I love watching some of their court cases too, because it's never I didn't do it, because they always did it. It's always, oh, I don't think that should be illegal in the first place.
And that's fine. You can think that, but then you need to run for government. You need to run for an office, and you need to change the laws. That's how you get stuff done.
Right. You go to the people who actually change the laws. You don't break them intentionally.
Exactly. And I really don't mind people investigating the police. Like I really don't. There's the story that I'm covering tomorrow. It has bad cops involved in it, and they need to be investigated. I don't mind that at all. I'm not, back the blue no matter who type person. There are bad cops, and I don't mind them, but the tactics used, the way they go about this stuff is just ridiculous. Another bad cop I'm covering on Tuesday, by the way. So,
well, there you go.
there are bad cops out there, and they commit crimes.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Anyone, anywhere, you have that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But again, and this is always the point that they never seem to get, is that we're, because they love to paint this broad picture. Like, I've recently some of these people over there talking about me specifically, saying like, oh, just bootlicker that thinks that they want to be a slave to the government. They want the government to tell them what to do. No, but I mean, going to, like you said, the old lady who's a 40-year veteran secretary that's spent her whole life typing this stuff, and all of a sudden trying to get her fired and attacking her and going crazy on her because she doesn't like being filmed. Like, oh, she committed the cardinal sin of not liking being filmed. Oh no, she's a horrible, evil tyrant. The government's evil and destroy them all. Like,
if the cops do something wrong, what you need to do, if you are not media yourself, which they claim to be, so I don't know why they're not doing this, but go to the media, report what you found, have them cover it, get the word out. Like this, I was digging into this cop and this is what he did wrong. Could you please look into it? Like that's what you do. Or you go to the elected board of whoever, the city, county, whatever it is, and you let them know. You go to a city council meeting, and there's a place to stand up and talk at every city council meeting. You stand up and say, hey, I looked into this and it's not right. Could you guys do something about it? You're in charge. You don't harass the secretary of the dude who also is not the one that did the thing.
Right. Well, that's like the city council meetings things, right? Like with somebody like Audit Them. If he actually took all those numbers and all that information he gets and actually dug deep and found inconsistencies in something or found something wrong, right? He could bring that to the attention of the board at a board meeting, right? That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
But what do we actually see when people do go to board meetings? We see people like Regan Benson who just get up there and say, you guys are a bunch of a-holes and I hate you guys because you guys are terrible.
That's the one. Regan Benson. That's the one in Colorado, right?
Yes.
That's the one I was thinking about with that guy who pulled the knife. She was in some police station or somewhere talking about the cops killing somebody. And I'm like, I'm just going to do a little Google and see what she's talking about. And it turns out it was perfectly like the dude pulled a knife on the cop. So,
right. Yeah. Exactly. Of course. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's it. Like when they do go to the board meetings, all they do is scream and swear and holler. And they don't actually make any logical points, legitimate points, or prove anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need to take a moment because I see my husband in the chat. Hi, honey. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Mr. Zed. All right. Glad to have you here. All right.
He's my best supporter.
Yes, he better be, or he's
He's
going
my
to be in the
biggest-
doghouse.
He's my biggest fan.
That's right. That's awesome. Yes. Anyway, let's see what else this idiot has to offer us. Like any frauditor has anything to offer other than entertainment. Oh no.
Am I allowed back here? I've seen you before.
You're not supposed to be in the building.
What'd you say? Huh? Oh, hell, I said, what did you say? You said something. You're telling me I can't go back there.
You said you can only divulge info that he actually has, sir. As in, we only know what we know, sir.
Well, call somebody above you guys for me to complain to, because I ain't going for that shit.
That's fine.
That's stupid. Y'all discriminate against me. Why? Because I'm white? Because I don't work here?
Goodness.
They're discriminating against you because you're white. Yeah, sure, dude. That is quite the little persecution complex you got going right there. Another trait of the frauditing community: persecution complexes, and rather interestingly stupid ones. But I would wager that the reason why one of the reasons why you're not allowed in here is because of, this clip right here from another video that you posted. So let's take a look at that beautiful bean footage and see, the possibilities as to why you're not allowed in this building.
Flashback.
I just left your courthouse or your
Let me see that.
your antiquated circus
I
up
wanna
there at
use this
Moses
here.
Lake where your judge.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's senile and incompetent, so we're gonna go ahead and file a motion of prejudice against Judge Fitterer in this case, so we'll obtain that 50-cent paperwork.
I got 50 cents.
We need to file a petition of prejudice. Great. That's beneficial. I'll make copies of that then. So
It's going to cost money.
here's what else too, is we need to file some sort of hardship paperwork because I'm running out of money. I can't drive back and forth to Moses Lake and back here to Frauditor and keep doing that. Your court clerk's office is here though. And they keep trying to send me to a court over there when my courthouse is here. I pay my taxes here. I do all my business here. I file my motions here. I need to go to court here because that is an inconvenience and it's a hardship. I'm not going to make it to that court anymore.
Well, sorry for the inconvenience, asshole, but apparently you're the one who's committing all the crimes around here. So therefore, if you're going to inconvenience,
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, you got to see KTZed's reaction to that last
I'm
bit.
like, I just like this woman has the patience of a saint. I think if I had this job, I might spend a little bit too much time on the internet, but I would just look at him and be like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what did she do to you, first of all?" And I almost fell out of my chair when he's like, "It's because I'm white." I'm like, you can't pull the race card. Like, what are you doing? That's not your card to play, bro. It's just not your card to play. They're discriminating against you because you're an a-hole, not because you're white, because you're an a-hole.
Right?
And I would discriminate against you too.
Exactly. It's like the way these guys define discrimination, it would be like, I mean, literally the way they define it, it would be like saying like, well, you're arresting me just because I murdered people. You're discriminating against me for being a murderer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm going to come in here and cause a ruckus. And then when I'm told no, I'm going to say it's because of my skin color. You are literally a white male. What are you doing? Like,
Right.
what on earth? And not only that, you're talking to a white guy. It's not even like everyone in that office was a different shade than him. It's like,
Right.
you're like, what are you doing?
But then he also threw in there too, it was real quick, but he also threw in there, or you're discriminating me because I don't work here. It's like, what is?
Well, yeah. If you worked here, well, you wouldn't work here for long, first of all, with your attitude. But yes, I am. If one of my coworkers comes in and needs something, they get preferential treatment because I work with them every day, and it's one of the perks of the job. So sorry, you don't
Right.
work here.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. The arguments they make is
Mhm.
oh.
Yeah,
See,
man,
I
that
could,
race card one just threw me for a loop, man. I like sometimes you just can't believe what's coming out of their mouths.
right, exactly. Oh, it's funny. It's so crazy. Oh man, the things these people come up with.
It's us with having to do the paperwork on that will inconvenience you. That's what I would say.
So all you can do is hear me bitch about it and then do all else because you don't got jack all power to do anything.
Okay, wait,
Not
No.
even reset.
She
wait. I'm
doesn't.
sorry.
She
I'm
does not have power to do anything because she's literally the person behind the desk who takes the check or gives you the paper or whatever it is she does. She has no power to do anything. None.
Right,
You're barking up the wrong
exactly.
tree, bucko.
Right. But the other thing I wanted to say too, but we ended up getting because he's saying so many stupid things so fast.
It's just back to he's like a machine gun, just firing them off.
the whole thing of you're inconveniencing me. It's like, oh, poor criminal is being inconvenienced because of his crimes that he committed. He has to go to court. Oh no, poor baby. Like, how about you stop doing things that you have to go to court for, and then none of this would happen.
I'm trying to follow what he's saying. He's upset that he has to go to 2 different buildings to file different kinds of paperwork. Is that what's happening here? It sounds
Well,
like they're right across the street from each other, so it's not even that big of a deal.
There's an underlying thing though, right? I don't
Okay.
know the specific details of whether this is like a civil or a criminal matter or whatever, but
If I
I'm
had to
willing to
guess, I'd
bet
say
that
criminal.
if he had an attorney, which I'm sure he refused, the attorney would be taking care of all the paperwork stuff for him, and he would just have to show up to court.
Which, he's got the right to defend himself, but he's an idiot if he does.
Well, and then you don't. Okay, he also has the right to complain about the fact that he chose to represent himself.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It's just you're inconveniencing me. Well, don't do these things that would cause you to. Like, you think people that are actually locked up are like, oh, you're inconveniencing me. You have to let me go. Oh,
I bet
sorry.
some of
didn't
them
mean to
are.
inconvenience you. Oh yeah,
I bet a
right.
lot of them are. Yeah.
Here we go.
A court date when somebody's got pink eye and can barely see. Yeah, you couldn't even quash a goddamn warrant.
Yeah, go get some donuts.
I couldn't quash a warrant.
Now he's complaining that they made him go to court while he had pink eye.
No, I just can't see why they wouldn't let you or your friends back in this courthouse. I can't understand it one bit. Oh, man.
End of flashback.
We were told by our superiors that you are not allowed in the building.
Told by your superiors.
That you are
I don't
not
have any
allowed in the
superiors, man. Only chumps and retards have a superior. I ain't got none.
So only chumps and the artards have superiors? So you're basically offending every single working man and woman in the world, because those of us
Could you pause
that
it, Head?
do work, we do have people that work above us, which
I mean, I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I think there's a lot of people on this planet, you and I included, who are superior to this person. So when he says he does not have any superiors, that is a lie. Maury Povich says that is a lie. I'm your superior. I'm better than you.
Well, I like the way that Blackheart is breaking it down here, because he's saying it's like, and again, that sort of goes back to the thing earlier where it's like, well, you guys talk about them not having jobs or whatever. It's not like anything. If someone doesn't work or whatever, fine. It's you obviously have no idea when you say only chumps have superiors. So you're basically insulting every single person in the world that has a job.
Like, how
Anyone who
many
has a
people
boss.
like, what's the percentage of people who are self-employed? Probably pretty small. I know that some people are. I have friends who are self-employed, but they all, like, almost every single person on the planet has somebody who is their boss. Even if they're like the CEO of a company, they're answering to the board of directors. Like, there's
Right.
somebody and the board of directors is answering to the stakeholders. Like, there's everybody's got a superior.
Yes.
Like, Elon
Even-
Musk has a board of directors that he has to answer to.
Even these guys, they all love to, oh, well, I'm a self-employed YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah? Let YouTube turn off your monetization?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that. And then tell me who's
yeah.
not your superior.
Exactly. I was going to say Susan Wojcicki, but it's somebody else now. I forget.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. But yeah, either way, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Dude running
Right.
YouTube right now is your superior.
yes, exactly. They could turn off your monetization at just one click of a button and you're done. Or they
Trust
could
me,
just
I
completely
know.
cancel your channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trust me, I know about being demonetized.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. I had my channel turned off for a month, remember?
Really?
Or was
I
it a
didn't-
week? I don't remember how long it was, but
It was I remember recently it was a week. I didn't know you had a whole month.
yeah, it was a week. It was a week. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It probably
Oh.
felt like a month to you since you stream 6 times a week.
Every day.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Oh man, it was like forever. All right, here we go. Back to the video.
The technical term for that is superior. And at times we have people working below us, which means we are their superiors. That is how jobs work. And you thumbing your nose at this just shows your utter contempt for reality, your utter contempt for the working man, the working woman, anybody who holds their country together, their communities together by lending their hands to a job
The audio is
that
clipping on this.
needs to be done. You are a real dirt.
Stupid. I've been telling Joey he's a long time. I've been nicer to him, but I'm gonna quit. Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Hello, sir. Mountain items. What's that? You need a key? All right. We'll do number 4 for you.
Oh, I got to visit the website. You guys are scaring me. I'm gonna call 911 on you because I think y'all about to jump on me.
Okay.
There's one of them.
Maybe more.
No thanks, man. Okay, yes, sir. Are you still raising funds?
I am.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey man, hey wait, dude.
You know, that's Diane Kennedy's son, Patrick. You remember?
I got a question. These guys here
are busy here. You take complaints?
man, let me ask my question.
Oh, there's a lot?
These guys said I can't go past here. I can't come in? No, that's what they said. I don't believe them. I think he's full of shit and I don't know what the reason could be.
We were told not to let you.
I've been in here 50
Don't have to let
times.
you-
Shut up, man. I'm talking to somebody else.
Okay, let's go outside.
Thanks, buddy. Retard. I'm sorry. I've been to court this morning. I got a
So-
bad attitude.
Did they tell you why?
No, he just said his superiors won't let me in.
Oh,
They-
You know what the complaint is? My complaint is that we've been up to the prosecutor's office to talk to the prosecutor, and they're not answering the door.
This happens every time.
It happens every single time, Pat.
You know.
So in order
Usually
to-
when I go over there, I have to call before I go over.
You know what, though? I'm the public. You're a
Right.
cop.
Well, they should still open the door for me.
They should at least talk to the public when a
public
person
building.
has a case. You see, when you have a court case and you're supposed to work with the prosecuting attorney, the public defender does that, right?
Right.
Well, I don't have a public defender. I ain't trying.
Did you go talk to them?
I ain't trying to have a public defender. You know what a public defender does? Ass, Patrick.
I don't know.
You don't know because you ain't been there. I have.
Oh, I have been there.
Oh, okay.
I have been.
So you've been there, but you didn't
I
get asked by the public defender.
I just paid. I just
You
paid the
just
fine.
paid,
It was
just
done.
paid the fine. And yeah, that's it. We'll
Okay.
just pay the fine and move along and
All
let
right.
everybody else get ass. Good job, Patrick.
Okay, now That's an important point to me too. Like, because that illustrates one of the arguments that I say, that the mentality behind the arguments that these guys have, right?
Yeah.
It's like they think that public defenders are screwing them over if they lose a case, even if they did it.
Yeah.
Like, the public defender's job is to get you off no matter what. And if they don't do that, then they're scumbags.
Like, you could hire the most expensive attorney and you're not guaranteed to win the case.
Right.
There's no
Especially if you
guarantee.
did it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Unless you're getting the
Oh, man.
dream team like OJ Simpson did, with 20 or however many lawyers he had, all top dollar attorneys in the country, flew them in from everywhere. Like, even he wasn't guaranteed to win that case, you know? So yeah,
Absolutely.
if you're getting the free public defender, then which, by the way, it's not free, we're paying for it.
Right.
You know, you're not guaranteed to win it. And if you're guilty, you should just be lucky that they can get you a deal, like some sort of like slap on the wrist.
Yep. And the other thing too, like, that I see from a lot of these guys, again, not just these guys, the sovereign citizens, but even in general, like, I'm seeing more, because I've been watching a lot of court cases, that have nothing to do with that, just random people in court that try to represent themselves or don't know what they're doing. And even the ones that do have a public defender, they'll write these, like, they themselves will write these things like, "Dear Judge, you have to let me go because I don't like being in trouble for stuff," and then give it to their lawyer, and their public defender refuses to give it to the judge.
What is this? Is an emotion? What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And then my public defender wouldn't do what I told him to do. I hate him. He's fired. And it's like, no,
You're paying.
their job is to just do whatever you say.
Yeah, their job is to represent you. So you need to sit down and shut up and let them do their job.
Right. Oh man, just the mentality behind these people is so ridiculous sometimes. Oh man. Here we go. Let's see what else he's got to say.
Here, guys.
Patrick, they won't let me in.
Okay. Well, you guys are leaving anyway.
I know, but
I would call the sheriff's office and find out.
I already set up an appointment with the sheriff, and I've already reported this shit with the sheriff before. Because they're committing crimes in these courts.
Well, I was answering his question.
You know, he's part of me.
Okay.
thanks, Tansy.
So, yeah.
See you guys. Take care.
He's just my witness and reporter to protect me from
No,
people.
no, we don't. No name calling. No name calling. Come on, let's go.
To allow people like you.
Thanks for working, man.
all witnesses and protection against people like Mr.
What's up, Gonzalez?
Well, gee, we got another frauditor here who apparently thinks that the whole court system is the problem, that the whole of the court system itself is a crime or something like that. He doesn't even bother to take a look in a mirror and pretty much realize that maybe he might be the problem. I mean, he does have a problem with the working man, as explained earlier. He has a great deal of issue with that. So maybe he doesn't want to do an honest day's work and earn his living and earn the things he gets. So maybe he just wants to take the easy route and steal, lie, and everything like that. Cheat his way through life, in other words. So no wonder he's probably in trouble with the law a lot of the time. He's one of these assholes who thinks that the world owes him something, which is a typical frauditor. So at any rate, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for the one and only Blackheart Knight. All right. I don't have my applause button. What's up?
Yeah, I have no
Oh, my
problem with people making a living doing YouTube. Like, they keep saying, well, he doesn't have a job, doesn't work an honest day. Like, if this guy was actually creating content and making a living posting stuff on the internet, I have no problem with that at all. But that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing at all. They're causing controversy. It's just as bad as these recent IRL live streamers that have gone kind of viral, like that guy in Japan who just like antagonizes people on the street for clicks and views. And yes, they too are making a living doing that, but at what cost? The frauditors, and there's a difference between auditors and frauditors, by the way.
Yes,
I want to
very
make that
important.
clear.
Yes.
But they're doing the exact same thing, except they're antagonizing not just the general public, but law enforcement specifically.
Yes. Well, and that's the other thing too. Like, again, yes, nobody has a problem with anybody, making a living off of YouTube. It's just when you're doing it at someone else's expense, even like if you look at like Jackass, right? Back in the 90s, even what they were doing it to the other jackasses. Not
Exactly. They all signed up for it.
Right. Right. It's like the second someone says, I don't want to be in your video, that is like them saying, please film me more.
Yeah.
To the frauditor. It's like, you can't just be a decent human just for the sake of being a decent human. That's impossible.
And I kind of understand where they're coming from in the sense that if I'm out on the public street and I'm filming and somebody walks in front of the camera, I'm not focusing on them. But what they do is whoever says, hey, could you try not to get my kids on the camera or my face on camera or whatever, and they're not bothering them. They just say, hey, try not to get me. They zoom in on that person and follow them around.
Yes. Yes.
Like if I was out live streaming, I've gone to events and live streamed, and somebody says, I don't want to be on camera, I swing it the other way and they walk past and it's not an issue at all.
Exactly. That's the thing. And I was thinking about this too, like the idea of, in fact, okay, so actually my son, when he was here yesterday, he was talking about this and it clicked this thing in my head and I'm like, that's a great idea. So I give this to my 9-year-old coming up with this, but I thought about it and actually that would work. I always thought it would be fun to audit an auditor. Like if I found one of these guys out on the street.
I want to find one in the wild so bad. So badly.
Yes.
Like if I found one in the wild, because they're not expecting to come across somebody who's educated on the subject. They're not expecting, they're going to be like, oh, cam back. But when I pull out in my car, because I do live stream in real life sometimes. So I have, the rig with the directional mic and everything to hook up to my phone at any moment in my car. And if somebody came up to them like that and actually had comebacks to what they were saying, it would be the best content ever.
Yes.
It would be so good. And I don't even care if it's me, the one that does it. If anybody could get that on film, it would be amazing.
Yes, I would love to do that. Welsh News Network with a 10-month membership milestone. Good evening, all. Good evening, Welsh News Network. Here's a happy dance for you in your membership milestone. But do. All right. It's different without the music than That's what I got until I get my stuff back.
I didn't do the double on one side and I almost hit my mic. You warned me about that.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't have the mic in front of me here, so I keep flipping myself backwards. All right, there you go. Let's see. And the adults. Good point. That's why they don't announce where they're going. Exactly. If I can find out where these guys were going to be before they were going to be there, so I could show up and do an audit on them, that would be brilliant. But so the point was, I've had all these different ideas, in my mind, imagining different scenarios, because different auditors have different styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would partially depend on who I was auditing, how I react. And my son just gave me this idea yesterday that I was like, oh, yeah, that would be a good one. Because the purpose for me would be to derail their audit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
put your attention on me instead of these poor people who have no idea what's going on.
Right. Hey, don't film me. You can't film me. You say, yes, I can. Now, boom. Now I'm their video. So now all I got to do is just keep engaging with them until they're done and they leave. And I completely derailed their audit. They didn't buy anybody else, just me. And then, like you said, I know their script better than they do sometimes if they're newer. So I could flip it on them and argue it against them. Or another tactic I was thinking of was I walk up to them with my camera right up on them. And if they say anything to me, oh, you're trying to take away my First Amendment right to film. I'm a journalist, and how dare you? Like, just completely use all their arguments against them.
I'd pull out the rig and start filming. I fire up the live stream first of all. I wouldn't even film, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's a cam back." I'm like, "No, it's a live stream back. You're live right now."
Yes,
like,
there you go.
Say hi to the people.
Yeah, watch me do my First Amendment.
Public property. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh no, you want to go to your car because I mean it's a live stream. Your license plate might get in there. I don't know.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Oh my goodness gracious me! Did you see the video where NorCal Cop Watch took a beating in the library?
I did not. I have not seen that one.
Okay, so we're gonna watch that next. Now, I want you to kind of watch it close and there's a couple reasons why I like this video. One, the argument that
one, he gets his ass beat. Two,
he's the one that gets arrested. He gets his ass beat and then he gets arrested. It's perfect in every way. But because the patron that he decided to focus his camera on makes, like, again, you could tell it's somebody who doesn't know what these guys are, right? So he hasn't had time to really sift through this and see what these arguments are, but you could tell he's trying to make the points that we always make. Like, you can see that that's where he's trying, where he's coming from. Yeah. But two, I've seen this video a few times now, and the actual violence is always blurred out. Every version I've seen of it. But
sorry.
Well, it's not that. It's that it seems to me from all the different times I've watched it that he gets in NorCal's face, so NorCal pepper sprays him, and that's when the dude goes hands-on. And that's important because if he pepper sprayed him because he went hands-on, that's a completely different scenario than he went hands-on because he got pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
And since NorCal's the one who ends up getting arrested in the end, and from what I see, it looks to me like
they are very lucky that they're not bringing pepper spray to a gunfight, because that could happen so fast in the area of the country that I'm in. Probably not in California, but in the area of the country that I'm in, if somebody gets pepper sprayed, there's like a 90% chance they're going to get shot if they get pepper sprayed for no reason. So
right, yeah. Well, that's probably why almost all of these guys that do that stuff, that love the pepper spray button so much, are in California, or other places New like York,
that. Illinois, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that'll be the next thing we'll look at, and I've seen a few different versions of it. This one's from Takedown Exposing Frauditors, but a lot of people have covered this video at this point. So let's go ahead and see this library. And again, before we even get into it, because I know the question's going to come up, I might as well ask now. Why are you auditing a library in the first place anyway? What purpose does it serve?
For the most part, libraries these days, I don't know if people are still going to check out books at libraries, but if they are, it's like parents bringing kids to the library to learn about the Dewey Decimal System and pick a book to read for summer break. It's not, yeah. Why are you auditing a library? What's going on?
Like when I was studying ultrasound, I would go to the library and especially because I got kids, and I needed that quiet time to study.
Yep.
I would go to the library and I would sit at the computer and I'd quietly read my book, do my thing, do my homework, whatever,
When I was in school, I spent a lot of time at the library too. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but you don't want. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just filming
why?
Me study. Why?
Yeah. Why?
Well, because I have the right to. Okay, fine. You have the right to, but why are you filming me? Like what the? Well,
and they always harass somebody. It's not like they go into the library and just do a quick pan of the library and leave. They find somebody who they could see is uncomfortable with it, and then they're target acquired, must make this person react. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's so frustrating. All right, but yeah, this guy gets a reaction. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Absolutely. It's called freedom of press. Here, let's be quiet. Freedom of, what do you mean be quiet? I said let's be quiet. Us both. It's freedom of press.
I don't appreciate you walking around with your camera. How do you know what person is going through? Especially if a person says something to you.
Don't go in public.
Don't go in
public. So you're asking me for a reason, right?
There's like no expectation.
We are in the library.
If there's no expectation of privacy, watch on me and you got your phone, right? So
watch
what I know,
Richard, man, who's that?
Yeah, that's a watchmaker.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where all that is.
Yeah, you don't know.
No, but there's
okay, what I'm saying is I don't want you to film me. So how about
okay,
you?
Yeah, I'll try to keep you off the camera, but I mean, if you don't want to, there's cameras.
Yeah. Could you pause it for a second? I need to say something.
Fucking boom microphone.
Yeah, it's not even plugged in. There's no wind.
It doesn't matter. I
Well,
don't care, man.
honestly,
like it's disrespectful. Like
honestly, sir, what's disrespectful is you approaching me when I'm doing nothing wrong.
Did you make an announcement that you were coming in here?
Announcement in a public place?
Yeah,
sir. If I had to ask,
you're like professionally filming, right? Which means normally like people sign waivers to get filmed.
No, that's not true. That's a misconception. Yeah,
it's a misconception.
Yeah, in public.
Okay, so in public, you're allowed, even though I'm asking you not to.
Absolutely.
You're allowed to like just film me, even though I don't want you to.
That's correct.
So does that mean I'm allowed to do what I need to do to prevent you from filming me?
Well, you can't. I mean,
that means like if I wanted to push your camera away because you're not respectful, it wouldn't be assault if I don't touch you.
Yeah, it would be battery. Actually, it'd be simple battery.
This is part of our personal.
Yeah, if you touch any property,
okay,
it'd be.
so it's
And we would defend ourselves. So.
But I mean, we're in a study area.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, so you're allowed to film.
And then he points the camera directly at the dude.
Like I'm expressing my discontent with the fact that you're putting your camera on me.
We could still do it. You'd be a dick for doing it.
He's actually like, I know that you're recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's talking about he's going to defend himself, but
if you assault me,
I can't defend him, bro. Like you have to worry about way more than your camera if I decide to assault you. Because if I want to assault you, I'm not gonna touch your camera, bro. I'm gonna try to break a bone in your face.
And this is one of those incidents we've talked about many times. Some people don't care about the cameras. You're going to see it in this video. This guy doesn't care, and he goes absolutely berserk.
Right? Now, did you get that on camera? Like telling you that I don't want to be filmed, and you're basically enforcing your right. Like you're not disrespectful, and you're saying that there's some type of law that.
Yeah, this is public.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask, I don't want to be on camera, then as a favor to you, I would absolutely try to keep you off camera. But as
he points the camera in his face.
Like there's cameras everywhere. Do you ever ask them for consent?
Right.
Here goes the frauditors. Back to the cameras in the library. Those cameras are there for security reasons, not for YouTube. You guys always go back to the security cameras in the buildings. They are there for security reasons. That's it. They're not trying to make money. They're not trying to post it on YouTube. And out of respect, if you didn't want to be filmed, you wouldn't film him. That is another load of BS.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
But see, there's cameras in places of like business where there's things like.
There's also cameras on every car out there nowadays.
Yeah, but you're walking around with a personal camera for your own personal reasons.
Right, but now, do you know what the Freedom of Information Act is? That any see this is paid for by tax dollars, paid for by you and I.
That any.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I didn't catch it.
Stuttering.
And that's correct, guys. He is stuttering. The frauditor is nervous. He knows this guy means business.
No, I said.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I said that any.
Okay, so real quick. All right, so I wanted to so many things in this already.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna
I got
say?
so much. First of all, the guy's like, oh, well, out of respect for you, I would not, if you asked me nicely, I would not put the camera on. As the camera's pointed directly at the dude. Like he did ask you nicely, and you're pointing the camera right at him. Secondly, the cameras inside the library are not being live streamed to the public. They're like, you would have to do like who would do a FOIA request for the public libraries security camera footage. And even if they did get that footage, which I'm not sure they would, but I could be wrong. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but even if they got that footage and they uploaded it to YouTube, how many views would that get? 3? maybe 4. Like nobody's watching people studying in the library. What they're watching is you getting reactions out of people, and you
Right.
know that. So yeah,
Yes.
you are on camera all the time, but that goes nowhere until something happens.
Right.
You know.
And this is another thing that I wanted to point out, specifically about that sort of thing, right? Like, and I've said this to them before. In fact, I've said this directly to Rogue Nation, and his response was like, "Oh, you don't understand." Well, then explain it to me. I don't have to answer to you, whatever. But it was like, okay, if your goal, like, we're supposed to believe that your goal is to capture on film how the employees treat the public, FOIA-ing their security footage would be a great idea,
Or
because then you can
having,
see how they treat the public.
or
You're not
having,
seeing how they treat the public. You're seeing how they treat the random idiot with the camera that's causing trouble.
put your phone in your pocket like this, turn the camera on, don't let them know it's recording, and see how they treat you. Like get a little lapel cam or whatever, a pen cam, and see how they treat you. But going in like this is not showing how they treat the public. It's showing how they treat the idiot with the phone. You
Right,
know?
exactly. It's like, every time they say that, well, you could FOIA that stuff. Well, if you did that, that would be closer to what your stated goal is than what you're doing.
Yeah, you can record in public, but honestly, if you want to know exactly how they're going to treat the average Joe, you need to be doing it undercover.
Right.
And somebody said something in the chat earlier that I wanted to say. They said he said something about being a journalist, and they said he's not a journalist. I disagree with that, and I know most of people on your side disagree with me, but I disagree with that. I think any person who wants to be a journalist these days can be a journalist. So if you want to cover a story and post it to the internet, you are now a journalist. I mean, you could purchase a press pass online for like $200. That is just as legit as Fox News or CNN or whoever issuing you a press pass. I could start a media company and issue press passes to whomever, and it's exactly the same. There's no association of press people in the there's nothing like that. So if you are reporting on news, you are a journalist. I'm not sure this is news, but if they do cover a news story, then they are a journalist. I think like you showed one time on your show, it was a while ago, but it was a gentleman who was covering some accident or something that happened, but from across the street. And you were saying like, this is a good auditor. Like he's actually, that guy's a journalist and he's doing the exact same thing. So saying that none of them are journalists, just because they're, I disagree,
Well, for me, it goes back to the whole thing between like why I call them frauditors. It's the specific group of people that I'm talking about. Legitimate auditors are not part of that. That's why I use that term.
Yeah.
When I say these people aren't journalists, I'm talking about the ones who call themselves journalists, not because they're engaged in journalism, but as an excuse to use the First Amendment freedom of press as a blanket to get away with their nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
But Frauditor Roundup wants you to give a treat to your puppy.
I got it. I saw that. She heard the treats come out too. Let me. I like switched up all my equipment, so I need to figure out which camera is hers again. I think it is this one. Here it is. There it is. This is Zena, everybody. She's my co-host. She puts in all the heavy lifting. Too. Yeah. Hey Zena, can you do a shake? Thank you very much. I give you 2.
Yes.
Good girl. Yeah.
All right.
So she's my co-host. She is on my show every week, Sunday at 4:30 Eastern. Come watch us tomorrow. It'll be a good time.
Yes.
Somebody said earlier that they liked me and they like Zena, but my channel's too depressing. I apologize. I do cover a lot of crime stuff on my channel. If you don't want to hear, don't come tomorrow if you're not into that sort of stuff, but show up Tuesday at 8:00 because that should be a good conversation with North Georgia. His name's Shane, by the way. It should be a good conversation with Shane on Tuesday evening.
Yes. Looking forward to that one. Thank you so much for the $1.99. I FOIA'd LIA's camera by email. No response yet. That's awesome. Here's your happy dance. Do 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 do. All right. Yes. Eventually, once I get everything back to normal, I'm gonna have to go back to this last week or two's because probably next week I won't have it either. But this last week or so's happy dances and re-edit them with the music at it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But yeah, exactly. The point, like I was saying, of to me, it's the difference between like you want to be an independent journalist, you cover a story.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't count them as journalists because they either are the story or they create the story.
Mhm.
It would be like setting a fire so that you could cover a fire. Like,
Yeah.
but you're the one who's, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they start the interaction so they could cover the interaction.
Mhm. I just wanted to say that because I sent an email off this week asking for comment from a police department, and I called myself an independent journalist in the email, and I felt weird about doing it, but then I asked some other people, they're like, "Well, you're covering that story, and it has to do with them, and you're asking like you are."
It's a legitimate
So
story. You're not creating the
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
You're covering
exactly.
it.
So
That's
I'm like,
journalism.
am
Yeah.
I a journalist? I don't think I am. I really don't think I am, but I did call myself that in an email for the first time ever in my life, like 3 days ago. So
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, because
Yeah.
again, like I said, to me, the argument was never, oh, they're not journalists because they
Mhm.
don't have a license from CNN
Yeah.
or whatever, like the argument they make. No, it's because they're not engaged in journalism. They're
Yeah,
just
okay, I get it.
trying to cause a problem so they can make YouTube money. That's
Yeah.
all, you know.
I have
But
never
anyway,
created my own news story. Thank
yeah.
goodness, since I cover like murders and like sexual assault and stuff. Like I never
Yeah.
created my own.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Back to the video.
Of these cameras,
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can-
damn.
you can-
Boy, you like talking above your pay grade, ain't you?
no, you can
Yeah,
go.
bro.
No, it's
You
something I
dumb as
do all
hell,
the
bro. If I
time.
was your boss, I would take you and take your camera away from you right now.
We don't have
Bro,
bosses.
you're done.
We're
You're
self-employed.
done. You're done. So you just fucking threw your whole organization under the fucking railroad.
How
You
so?
stupid.
How so?
Okay, so now at least I'm gonna talk to you because at least you're direct. Like,
Yeah.
and I
So
respect
this is
the
a public building. Anywhere that's public, we have the right to record. We're actually working on a story about the library.
Mhm.
Anybody that we record in here, whether they want us to record them or not, doesn't matter because it's a public building.
Right.
So there's no expectation of privacy. That's like, no, you can ask us to not film you, and we try not to film people. But if you come up, like the reason why I came up is because you were talking to him, so I wanted to see what was going on. You know,
Right.
just in case anything happens between you two, I have an alternate angle of like if there was something to happen. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, how you doing today?
how's it going?
I just had I'm the assistant manager.
Okay,
for
cool.
Financial Aspect.
Hi, Rosemary.
Just had a gentleman report that there was an argument going on.
No, we're discussing the laws and stuff around recording in public.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do understand you can't record people without
Oh,
their permission?
we actually can, man.
cannot.
Yeah, we actually can.
That's our policy.
Well, your policy doesn't matter, man.
Yes, it does.
It's not law.
It is.
It's not law.
It is law.
It's really, ma'am. I've read it.
You
I've
can
read
talk
it.
to county
I've read it. I'll take it
council.
if you like, but I've read it.
So
You don't have to be so.
Ma'am, we do this.
You can tell them.
I don't
you
appreciate
prefer-
your threat, and he's told me that he can continue filming me if he chooses.
He
and that-
cannot film you.
Ma'am,
Cannot film
with
you.
all
He
due
can-
respect,
You can film anything in the
yeah,
library.
yeah.
He can record anything in the library. If you do not consent to being filmed, you tell them that. If they have a problem with that, we can involve the police, okay?
No, don't do that.
You have.
Talking to you.
Wait a minute. You just said that if I
Okay, now this video, a little bit, it's going to get like really intense real fast near the end there. But a couple things I wanted to say too about also what we're listening to right now, right? Obviously, the old argument like, oh, I can film whatever I can see and all that, blah blah blah. But what she's saying and their response to it is like they're going to make it look like she was the one who was gaslighting this whole thing. And later on, like, oh, well, she started it by telling us that we can't film and this and that. And your policy doesn't trump my rights. And that they always go back on that. And that was one of the things I wanted to say earlier when we were talking about, like, if I could come up to one of these auditors, like, because it's coming up here. Like I said, to me, it looks like NorCal pepper sprays, and then the guy goes hands on because NorCal pepper sprayed him. But NorCal's excuse would be, well, because he got real up close to me. But I always wanted to, if I was auditing an auditor, walk up real close to them. And when they say, hey, you're in my personal space, say, is that a felony or misdemeanor? Or is that your personal policy that I can't stand close to you? Well, your policy doesn't trump my rights to be standing on a public sidewalk wherever I want, no matter how close to you it is, as long as I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just that argument is another one that to me just fries my potatoes.
Also, anybody who deploys pepper spray inside of a building for no apparent reason is just an a-hole, because have you ever been in a room where pepper spray was deployed? Every single person in that room's getting it. It doesn't just go to the person where you spray. It is everywhere.
Yep.
I've been there.
You're gonna see it. Yep. It's coming up. And there was the same thing what Amendment did with that guy when it went through the door. And then they had to get all the customers out
They're
of the
gonna have
store.
to evacuate this library. Yeah.
Yep.
There's probably old people and children in there, you know.
Yep. People just trying to do their thing, but no, a couple idiot frauditors had to come and start trouble.
Imagine if there was an elderly person in there that who had COVID or some sort of respiratory disease,
right?
Like, and they died. Like, it could happen, you know, or
Yes.
somebody have a heart attack. It could happen.
Absolutely.
It's just like they're playing checkers, not chess. They're not thinking 3 steps ahead.
Nope. They don't think these guys.
they're not thinking 1 step ahead.
Right. Exactly. Oh man.
Touch your camera is assault.
Yes, absolutely. It's battery.
So she's telling you that there's something that protects me.
But that doesn't mean that you are allowed to assault me.
No, he asked a question, man. So she's coming in the middle of this, not knowing what's going
If
on.
he tells you not to film, I just introduced myself. I said I was the assistant manager.
Assistant manager, okay. I would suggest that you reach out
I don't
to
need your suggested thank you.
Okay.
If you don't
Wow.
consent to be filmed,
This is why we come and do it.
okay?
And that's true. That's exactly why these frauditors do it, guys. They try to get a reaction out of people. They're about to get a huge, huge reaction.
That was my first.
Yeah, she's inciting a riot right now. Is what she's doing. Yeah, she's incorrect. Excuse me, ma'am. You're trying to talk over me.
I am.
It's not your job to protect anybody's rights.
Yes, it
First of all,
is.
no, it's
He's
not.
our
That's not. That's not.
He's our
I understand that absolutely.
Do not film him without
Okay.
his consent or any other.
I would do that
Thank
out
you.
of being polite. But you're inciting a riot right now, ma'am. You're horribly misinformed.
If you don't want to be.
He does not.
Yeah, you just, hey, brother, you just let us know. We point our camera the other way. Easy as that.
I'm not your brother because.
Oh, whoa. We're all brothers, man. We're all human.
The first thing I said to you is you need permission from people when you walk by. And then
I didn't when I heard something, but I thought you were on the phone or something, honestly. I did. Well, you had your laptop open, you know.
You do not have permission. to
Let it
film
go away. You don't know what you're talking about.
do.
You don't.
I do.
You honestly don't.
I do.
You should reach out to your supervisor because what
I'm
you're.
right here.
Oh, you
Right
are?
here. So you cannot videotape anybody
Okay,
without their
ma'am,
permission. You can
it's-
take pictures of the building, the books, fixtures, but not the people
Ma'am,
without
this-
their permission.
can I talk
We're not
now?
making this up.
You stop. You're just talking over everybody. You're not bringing anything here. You're bringing anything to the table. This is a discussion. Now, you're her supervisor, right? Okay, I'd like to talk to you, not her,
what's gonna happen is
because she's not very polite. Ma'am, there is we do this
you heard about anything
everywhere.
it is gonna be a riot in here. Now you want to talk, you want to act, you want to come with all your policies and all your laws. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to anything, I don't give a fuck about the law.
Why are you getting loud, dude?
No, I'm getting loud because it's justified and they know it.
It's called
You
disrupt.
know it. So now that I asked you for your permission and you so arrogantly not only deny me my rights, but now you're talking about things that you and I both know that if I speak plainly about them, if we're talking about the law, if we're talking about getting police involved, they'll be looking at you first, wondering what the fuck you know about it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. It's what we do. It.
Stop coming close to me, bro.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Hey, man. Hey, break it up. Come on, man. Break it up. Dude.
Hey, please stop.
Dude.
Please.
Hey, break it up.
Ooh.
Stop. Stop.
Wow.
Stop you. Stop.
Somebody needs to call 911.
Stop. Stay back.
Yeah, Susan.
Please separate.
Wow.
Just stay back.
Stay back. You all right, brother? Oh,
Someone
man.
better call the police.
Yeah.
Did you spray something?
Someone better call
Yeah.
the police right now. You know, fucked up, bro.
Now,
Yeah, he definitely got pepper
see,
sprayed
that,
first and
to
then got
me,
punched in the face.
like I said, yeah, the guy pepper sprayed him, and that's why he started swinging.
Yeah.
But like the whole situation, and like you said, they did it inside, and then immediately the lady started coughing, and she's like, "Did you spray something?" Like
Yeah.
they didn't even know it happened so fast.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then I'll play the rest of it, and you'll see what happens. But it just, that to me is a perfect example of why, you get in these situations, and these guys are so quick with the pepper spray.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't know if you saw it, but I showed it a while ago. Graham did a bit where the Bobs were being trained on how to fraud it properly, and the general was like, "Somebody walks up to you, pepper spray. Somebody says hi, pepper spray. Somebody says, I don't want to be filmed, pepper spray." It's great stuff.
Yeah, I don't condone violence, but I did smile a lot when he was on the ground getting punched. I don't condone it, though. People need to control their emotions and not punch people. But if I get pepper sprayed, I'm swinging too. Just saying.
Well, that's the thing. And like I've said this all the time. I just said this yesterday on the show. It's like when we were kids, if people, or even teenagers, this is all relatively new.
Yeah.
If people acted like that before this whole thing with the cameras and all that started, if you acted that way, you'd get checked, and you'd either check your behavior, or you'd be the guy that everyone in the neighborhood knows that's a dude that's always getting into fights all the time, right?
Yep, exactly.
And not condoning violence or whatever, but that was the way it was done forever. Now these guys are hiding behind the camera, and it's like, oh, well, if they film me, then they're going to want to press charges on me for assault because you can't just handle something like you used to. No.
That dude did not care about getting charges for assault.
Yep.
Like, he did not care. And
Yep.
I think worth it. Like, I don't know how this ends. I don't know if he gets a charge, but I think worth it. Like, definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put money on your books, man. That's fine. Like,
You'll see. I'll show it. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the end. Happy ending. And again, the dude, he got pepper sprayed.
Mm-hmm. So that's self-defense. That's 100% self-defense. Let me represent him. I'll be his public defender. That's self-defense. Throw it out.
Exactly. Yeah. The dude was not, if he pepper sprayed him because he was swinging, that'd be one thing, but he swung because he got pepper sprayed.
Exactly.
That's it. Here we go. Let's see what happens. The finale. Oh, this gets real good at the end.
Wow.
Take a picture.
Yeah, I will. Where is your phone?
I don't know.
Okay, fair.
Man, you started this. Yeah.
Absolutely did.
Where's my phone at?
I don't see it, G.
Well, it's somewhere. Here it is. Wow. Look at what these people did. All you employees here, you should be ashamed of yourself. You guys did this. They should be ashamed of themselves. You guys did this. You should be ashamed of yourself. We're talking about anything. Oh, you escalated, man.
Yeah, you were the problem here, lady.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
And then the frauditors want to chuckle about it and say she's the problems. Listen, none of this stuff would have happened if you guys went in there with your cameras harassing people. That is the bottom line. This all happened. Just because you can do something doesn't make it right, guys. This all happened because of you guys.
Hey, she said I'm agitated. Shit, I was just attacked. That you guys provoked the attacking.
Absolutely.
All you guys are witnesses to what happened. You notice how nobody's responding to you? You're wrong. Wow. Hey, am I bleeding or anything?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, a little bit in the forehead.
Yeah, he got me a couple of good times. There he is. Way to jump in and help.
Me? I don't want to start swinging.
Both of you guys stand over here.
Huh?
Both of you stand over here.
Whoa.
Over here. Do you need
Cool,
medical
you
attention?
got. He does, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So stand over here.
Okay.
I'll work with you in just a second. As of right now, you're the one with injuries, so stay right here for me. No.
Okay.
Leave right there, right over
Right there. Straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Did we get her name yet?
What about that? Get that.
Get them.
Get them, boys.
Aren't you guys? Can we go step outside?
Up against the wall.
Can I get medical attention?
Spread them.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you make sure you don't have any weapons on?
No, I don't.
No, I don't want to
Make
pat
sure you
them.
don't have any weapons.
Whoa, why
Why
did
did
you?
you touch me? What are you touching me for? Hey,
We got called because there's a battery.
That's
don't
his.
touch me.
You don't have any
Don't
weapons
touch
on you.
me, Sergeant. Sergeant.
Put your hands behind
Yeah,
your back.
let him
Put your
go.
hands behind
For
your
what?
Put your hands
What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed? You're being detained for what crime?
For what crime?
For what crime?
We're investigating an assault. You're being detained. Shut up.
I'm just here
Is this
recording.
guy involved? Any pepper spray?
I didn't do anything.
Who's the person that pepper sprayed?
Huh? Search man.
Yeah, we have everything on video. We'll show it.
You want to show me right now?
Well, let's handle everything and then we'll take a look in just a minute. All right. Well, I want to see how this goes down. I don't want to stop recording.
Right now, here's the deal.
How about this? Give me his camera and I'll show you mine. That way we have a camera rolling.
Whose camera has the pepper spray into?
Both. Probably mine's probably got a better view as he was the one.
Okay, then show me yours.
Okay, let me get his phone from him.
Listen, this is how
I just want to keep a camera rolling.
Right
Is your
now-
camera rolling?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right now, you can be detained, okay? I'm
Okay.
trying to work
For
with you.
what?
Now, real quick before we get into the next part, the final bit, the way these guys are, their mentality, it's like, hey, I just got beat up. Oh, okay, cool. Here, let me see. Whoa, don't touch me. Don't touch me. And it's like,
Here's the
now
thing.
you're turning it into.
The police were called there for an assault. Everybody goes in handcuffs till they figure it out. You're being detained because they're investigating a crime. So no matter what, everyone's getting handcuffs till they figure it out. And they always want reasonable articulable suspicion. Yeah, well, the librarian pointing saying get them is my reasonable suspicion. Like I see blood, I see there's pepper spray in here. Yeah, that's enough suspicion for me, and I just
Right.
articulated it for you.
Yes,
Turn around,
exactly.
face the wall, spread them. I'm going to pat you down for weapons. You're
Right.
lucky you're not sitting in the back of my hot police car for an hour while I figure this out. We're going to let you stand here. You're lucky.
And what I love too is the predictions that they made as the frauditors were
Mhm.
all wrong. And the predictions that the guy that was pepper sprayed said in the beginning,
Yeah.
what did he, and again, this is like the third time I've watched this video. He said, yeah, and if the cops get involved, they're going to come here. And the first thing they're going to want to know is, what are you guys doing? Like they're going
Yeah.
to they're going to be looking at you
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's
Like I said, I
exactly what
don't
happened.
condone violence, but I think that young man was trying to protect those librarians, honestly. At the end when he walked up, because they were like those were older ladies, probably my age, but yeah, older ladies, and
Right.
they were trying to de-escalate the whole situation. So,
Yep.
you know, he probably shouldn't have ran up on him like that, but hindsight's 2020 and
Right.
emotions were high. Yeah.
Right.
And he got assaulted. So he assaulted back.
That's
And used
it.
less
Exactly.
force, by the way. Pepper spray is more force than fists.
Right. Yeah, it's the whole situation. But and again, the way that they always tell everyone to de-escalate, but they're the ones that always escalate every situation.
Yeah, and then he's
Every
like, "Oh, I
time.
want to keep it rolling." There's like 18 body cams in there at this point. Don't you know how to
Right.
do a FOIA request? Don't you talk about that all the time? Like, come on.
Right.
Like, weren't you just pointing at the cameras in the library? Like, you're going to FOIA request them. Do that.
Right. Then you'll have
Yeah.
it all from 20
The
different
cop
angles.
can definitely detain them and take their phones from them immediately.
Yes.
No questions.
Absolutely.
Like, these people are going to turn me into an authoritarian, Hez. I'm getting closer and closer every day.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I've said this a few times, and of course, they don't understand it because me making this statement, they immediately turn into I'm supporting this idea. No, but what I'm saying is it's a bad thing. One of the reasons I don't like what these guys do is because right now I can do this because it's legal. I could do this because it's legal. I could do this because it's legal. And if they do it enough to where enough people hate the fact that these guys are allowed to do it, then people will start to fight to make that illegal.
Bingo.
And then
That's
they'll be
exactly.
taking away our rights.
We're having our rights taken away by you dummies.
Yes. Exactly. Oh man. Here we go. Oh man.
The crime can I be detained for?
I'm trying to work with you.
Well, I just want you to tell me.
I'm trying to, because one of you pepper sprayed him.
Okay, not me.
Says you.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely says me. Do you have
In a
any?
minute, we're going to find out who it is.
Sure.
I don't know whether it's.
Well, I mean, do the investigation first before you start detaining people, right?
No,
Well, no, you detain.
you get detained first.
Hasn't he admitted it was him?
Did this guy admit that he pepper sprayed?
He has pepper spray on him.
Okay, and he admit that he is the person that pepper sprayed?
I haven't answered any questions.
Right.
Do me a favor. If you have video, could you please show me?
Can I take his camera so I can keep a camera rolling? That's all I
I
want
don't
to do.
really care about his camera.
Why,
If you
I
have
do though.
evidence of a
That's,
crime
I know
and you'd
you
like to
don't, but
show
I
me,
do.
would you like
I
to prove his
would. I would
innocence,
just
or
like
would you
to
like
keep
to
one.
not prove
See,
his
the thing
innocence?
is, here's the deal: is if I shut this camera off, it's no longer recording to show you. I can't show you and record. So if I could just get his camera.
Oh, false narrative
I
building.
cannot believe.
Did you see that text on the screen?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, but I just cannot believe that American flag shirt guy is not in handcuffs yet. It's been like 3 minutes and he's still not in handcuffs. These cops need to like throw an elbow and take him to the ground. What is he doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, what did the
NorCal
text
Cop
say?
Watch. Yeah, he needed. Hold on, let me rewind it real quick. Yeah, see that you're right. Exactly. See, there's so much going on here. I knew we could spend almost the whole show just talking about this one deal.
Yeah.
Of course, he doesn't care about the citizen reporting because he knows it holds accountability. Accountability for what? He's trying to find the footage that proves that NorCal is accountable for being the one who did the pepper spray.
They all have body cameras. They all have body cameras. He asked, are they on? They said yes. You can tell if they're on. Like if you talk to a police officer, you can tell if it's on because there's a little red light that comes on when they're on. A.
Right.
And B, you just pointed like 10 minutes ago to all the security cameras. Like there's recordings happening, friend. I promise.
Right.
It doesn't have to be your cell phone cam because you don't want to have to do the paperwork, you know.
Right. But again, the way he sells this false narrative, the reason why he doesn't want us to show him the video is because it holds accountability. Accountability for what? That he's trying to find out who pulled the pepper spray first.
Exactly.
And neither of you guys will admit that you're the ones who did it.
And then he's like, you can't detain me until you do an investigation. That's not how it ever works. That is never, ever, ever in the history of forever how it worked. They detain everybody and then investigate. And then they start unlocking cuffs.
Because
every
if they
time.
didn't do it that way, then it would be like, hey, we're investigating a robbery. Oh, really? Well, I'm going to go to Mexico now with the money I just stole while you're investigating. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, What
Oh
I'll
man.
tell you what has one of the this is a totally off-topic tangent, but one of the cases that I'm investigating, I have a couple going at the same time, but one of them
Right.
is about this elderly lady in California who unalive. I guess I have to say unalived on your channel. I just say the words on
I
my
don't know.
channel.
Whatever. Yeah,
Um,
I don't care.
anyway,
This is a Saturday show. This is the
she
morning show.
snuffed out a bunch of people, and they were digging up her yard to find the literally buried bodies in her yard, and they did not detain her. And they told her, "Hey, just hang out. We'll see if we find anything." And you know what she did? She
What?
skipped town immediately as they were digging up the bodies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why they detain
Yeah.
everybody. That happened, like, I think back in the 80s or something like that. But yeah, now
Right.
they detain everybody because that's happened a lot where they're investigating and people aren't in cuffs or detained and they just
That's right.
walked away. Yeah.
I just saw one. It was a few months ago, but it was just a body cam footage thing I was watching, where there was this kid who smelled like alcohol, and they thought he was underage drinking. So they wanted to look in his bag, and he's like, "Oh, okay," And again, they let him kind of just do his thing.
Yeah.
So him doing his thing was him pulling a gun out of his bag and started shooting at the cops.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens a lot, which is why we just circle on back, which is why we have metal detectors in courthouses.
Right.
Because stuff
Exactly.
happens.
Exactly. Oh man. Anyway, let's see where this leads. And again, this has always been another thing with these guys, all of these guys. First of all, I think that the dude was completely justified because he got pepper sprayed first.
Mhm.
But even if he wasn't, how do you expect to get the cops on your side if this is how you act?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And you have two little old ladies pointing at them. Like they're
Get
the
them.
one. Like, of course you're
Yeah.
going in cuffs. Like
Right.
they work at they're literal little old lady librarians. Who are you gonna believe? The guy with
Right.
the don't take away my camera, or the little old lady saying, yeah, they're the ones. Get
I
those
did it.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man.
His camera.
Well,
If you
I
have
do,
evidence
though.
of a crime
I know
and you'd
you
like
don't,
to
but
show
I
me,
do.
would you like
I
to prove his
would. I would
innocence,
just
or
like
would you
to
like
keep
to
one.
not prove
See,
his
the thing
innocence?
is, here's the deal: is if I shut this camera off, it's no longer recording to show you. I can't show you and record. So if I could just get his camera, which is probably recording anyway.
Why don't you just put your camera over there? In a minute, nobody's going to be filming, okay?
All right. Why is that?
Why don't you just
I'm honestly, this blew my mind. I'm trying to
Why
work
don't you
with-
tell
I
me
don't
what
need
happened?
to- I don't want to. This is his deal. I'll show you the video. Absolutely. Okay. I don't want to say anything other than that.
Okay. Would you like to show me the video then?
Yeah.
What's that?
An ad?
We don't care
that-
about money. We only care about freedom and equality and rights.
Also, what a dumb promo code. Make it something easier. Nobody's going to remember that.
Yeah. Just use
What are we
promo
doing?
code eats/Anthony I334. Yeah, right. Who the heck's gonna type that in?
Nobody's going to remember that. It needs to be, save
used to do-
10% off. Type KT10 on KTZed.com. It needs to be
Right.
easy.
Right.
Cannot be
Bootlickers
difficult.
unite. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Oh man, that's great. I love these guys. Oh, my
Also,
friend
no,
just-
but if they're making money from this, then maybe it does make them journalists. I'm not sure.
Ooh, there you
I
go.
don't know.
My friend just got assaulted. Make sure you sign up for Uber Eats.
Yeah, my friend got they do some sort of transition. All of this is being assaulted and getting assaulted makes somebody very hungry. But you know what I do when I'm hungry? I call Uber Eats, and you could use discount code whatever numbers and dashes that nobody's going to remember and get $25 off.
He just did a better promo code than he did.
Pepper spraying old ladies in the library sure makes you hungry.
Yes. I love it. Oh, that's great.
Great segue, dude.
That's right. I love it.
I guess so. Hopefully he's running. You can't get his camera.
He's already a suspect in a crime, so he's going to be taken out.
Okay, well I'm just gonna keep rolling then.
Well, why don't you help me out?
Because I don't want to stop
Is your
recording.
friend innocent or is he guilty?
I don't know.
Do you want to?
In my opinion, was my opinion. I do want to, but I don't want to stop rolling.
Okay.
This is the whole
If he's
reason we're
innocent,
here.
why didn't you send me the video?
I would love to.
If you step towards me again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm
That's the
just.
second time you
I
took
feel
your
like
left
people are like.
hand. That's the second time you took your left hand and started reaching towards my gun. Me again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm
That's
just.
the second time you
I
took
feel
your
like
left
people are like.
hand. That's the second time you took your left hand and started reaching.
A couple things about that. First of all, we got Zena on screen. What's up?
we do. Zena's here. She's trying to ask you guys for milk bones, is what I'm saying. So.
Oh, milk bones. Oh, I love it.
I don't want kisses though. That's gross. Thank you.
Right?
She's a good girl.
Yes.
This guy is just like, I don't understand how these cops are so patient. I just don't have the patience for people like this. Like, you can tell when somebody's like giving you a story, and these guys are obviously giving you a story. Why are you believing anything they say at all?
Right.
Like, put them in handcuffs, then figure it out.
Right.
And make them really tight. See, they're making me authoritarian. I don't like it.
Chili de Castro type. Like,
yeah, torture cuffs.
Yes, but that's the other thing too. Like, that drives me nuts. And they did it in the text again. Oh, is this cop afraid of his own shadow or what? It's like any cop. If you're a cop, the second you put on that uniform, you're putting a target on your back.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not a coward if you're not stupid enough to let some random idiot walk behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just smart.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
All right, Griffey. 2 Australian with a treat for Zena. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for the 2. And Zena's going to be real happy.
Yes.
In the meantime, I'll give you a happy dance. All right. Yes, let's make our dogs fat.
We're giving her diabetes right now. I got another one for you. There you go. I got nothing else. All done.
We love the fur babies. Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Griffey. All right.
I got to keep Zena around for my show because it gets kind of dark over there. And it just look at this face. You can't be upset with this face. Just little
so
gray
huge.
whiskers. All right. Hop down, please. Thank you.
Beautiful. Another thing, too, that now that I'm back up here, my sinuses are killing me right now. So if I seem a little bit off my game, guys, I apologize.
I don't know if you know this, but it is pollen season in Georgia. I don't know if you've ever experienced pollen season in Georgia, but anybody in the chat, if you've been in the South during pollen season, everything is yellow. There's just a yellow haze like hanging in the air. Like, I washed my car the other day. By the time I went back out, it was in the morning. I went out for lunch. There was just yellow powder all over it, and I can feel it, and like I can just feel it right in here. Oh, it's so bad.
Yes.
And I have allergies normally 24/7, like all year long, but right now, this time of year,
really bad. Oof.
Yeah.
$2 from Highway Star and another one from Tiny. All right.
She is back in her spot, so we'll do this.
Love it, love it, love it. Meanwhile, here's your happy dance highway. But do. All right.
All right. All right, Zena, do a little shake. Thank you. There you go. It's from Tiny.
That's right. The little Chihuahua strikes again.
Adorable, by the way. I love that
Yes.
dog.
Yes, we all love Tiny. Tiny's so great. So glad Tiny's doing okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
all right. So anyway, let's get the final segment of this video and see the
Okay.
happy ending. All right.
You towards my gun.
No, not at all, sir. Okay, let me give you 6
Well, I'm
feet.
sure
How's
your
that?
video is going to show
Yeah.
up as well as mine. Okay.
But I would just like to.
Why don't you do yourself a favor and us a favor? Why don't you show us the video?
Okay, let's do
What's
it.
your partner's name?
What's his name? I can't give you.
Can I refer to him as?
Good citizen. You know our deal, man.
Flag T-shirt. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll answer to anything.
Because your camera didn't actually follow.
Right. His may have.
That
Right.
would be a great
Yeah.
piece of evidence for us to review
Right.
because based on just the audio and not actually seeing the
He's got his
approach.
camera rolling, but he's not cooperating. He won't give it to me. Just see.
You want to show him? Mine's rolling. I mean, this is your cause.
Let out of handcuffs. I'm a victim of a crime.
Yeah, he really should be let out of handcuffs by now. Come on, you guys saw that at least that.
Here's what I'm seeing from this video because at that point where
Why don't you check their cameras? Do your investigation. Check their
we
cameras.
don't have access to their cameras.
You don't have access to their cameras.
Correct.
Crime was just committed in the building. You don't have access to their cameras.
Yeah, they have cameras. Huh?
We're the police department.
I didn't think of that.
They have their own cameras. We don't have instant access.
Okay, what am I being detained in handcuffs for?
To determine if it was a mutual fight or if you were attacked. If you were attacked and it wasn't mutual, and yes, you're a victim, you're going to come out of those handcuffs.
I want to get the closing scene though. Yeah, I want to get the walkout. That's everything. Wow. What was his name again? The one in charge? The sergeant? No. Just look at the disdain. Wow. And you know what the worst part is? Is now you guys have essentially uneducated all these people who saw this. They all think that this is different. You know, you did a disservice to your community here today. You know, you guys didn't take the time to educate not one person here about a right to film in public. You arrested this guy. Unbelievable. So this is your shit show, Griffith?
I am the supervisor in charge.
Right. Wow. Earning the hate. Earning the hate. Look, this guy was he getting arrested for assaulting somebody?
Let the canine out.
Do me a favor and give us some space.
Yeah.
Tom Morgan? Okay. Okay.
Can you do me a favor and just step back to the curb right here? Like 3 steps. Thank you.
That's safer. I can't hear him, man.
Hey, y'all have Morgan and Buzzer.
Okay.
Phone, right?
Sure. I just want to get it real quick. I do have your phone, yeah. Trying to.
Oh no, Stefan, tyrant, release my princess and my mistress, or I'll come and visit you in the chief state, and I'll make it good. Oh no. Thank you so much, Stefan. It's
Thank
not my
you.
fault that the two great women are both ill right now, and unfortunately neither could be here today. But Zena gets her treat. Let's go.
Yeah. We've got two great women here, Zena and Katie. What else do you
Yes,
need?
there you go.
No, I really miss Ray. I like hanging out with Ray and Maggie. So
Yes.
you just have to invite me back again when they're all better.
Yes, there you go. Now you're talking. We'll have Katie booked again for a future show soon. Thank
Honestly,
you
with
so
the
much
three
for
of us, we don't even need you, Hez.
Yeah, that's true.
we'll
Anyway,
have
Stefan,
ladies'
here's your
night.
evidence. Yeah, there you go. You know what? That's actually like because between you and Ray and Maggie and like Frauditor comedy show, and
Yeah.
Little Chihuahua, like I could have like a Hezekiah ladies' night deal, where just have like the girls talking. I'm just there, in a box
Yeah.
in the corner. I'm just there to click buttons and highlight comments. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. NorCal ended up being the one who got arrested for having the pepper spray.
It would have
The
been fun if
actual-
that canine accidentally got out of the back of that car at the last minute. I'm just saying. Just for
Right?
just for my personal viewing pleasure, honestly.
It would have been so much fun.
I
No.
like good canine videos.
Right? Who doesn't? Let's see. Hey, Hez might actually have the studio set up when you get back. I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. At this point, what I need is to get back to Florida and pick
Yeah.
up all my stuff and then bring it back here with me. Oh boy, what a pain in the butt that's going to be. I'm going to need to take some more time off, but whatever. It's all good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Katie, for being here. And absolutely, we will have to reschedule you for a day when everyone's going to be here and we can have. And seriously, like you got me thinking, like I actually want to do that, like make it a ladies' night show. And
I'm in.
you know, awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the support. Again, these bare bones shows, I'm just doing the best I can with what I got while I'm here. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Katie. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Yes, subscribe to KTZed. Go to
Yes.
KTZed.com for merchandise. And I'll see hopefully some of you in my chat tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern and on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, I think I want to promote this more on your channel because this is your kind of crowd. But I'm having North Georgia Audit, Shane from North Georgia Audit, on my show Tuesday, 8 p.m. to talk about some stuff, recent stuff that's been going on with him. And I think it'll be it's always an interesting conversation. I've had him on once before and it was a very interesting conversation. And I think it'll be fun to have him on again.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, definitely go check that out. Show your love to KTZed. Absolutely, positively. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you here. And I'll see you guys Monday morning. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.